the splurge, obviously. They're willing to go downtown and spend money on desserts. They most likely live within 15 miles in downtown Delafield. There could be some exceptions, but it's probably not likely that you're going to downtown Delafield if you don't live within around 15 miles of it, and especially not coming just for a food truck if you don't live within 50 miles of it. So just kind of their psychographics would be the middle-aged adults. They enjoy good quality products. They probably have quality clothes, North Face, known brands like that. And one scenario that I thought of is that they would eat at restaurants like Zinn, which is right across the street from mine, so they could go have a nice restaurant at Zinn. And Zinn is a little bit of a pricey, like sit-down, fancier restaurant, so they could go have a nice dinner there and then come over to the food truck for dessert. My secondary market would be teenagers 15 to 19 who, again, live and go to high school within around 15 miles because they probably wouldn't be visiting downtown if they weren't within 15 miles of downtown Delafield. And they possibly have a part-time job to allow spending money, or their parents are within the wealthier bracket that I had up there so that they have spending money, that they're able to just go downtown and hang out with their friends and spend some of their money. And they like to go to downtown Delafield to hang out and walk around with their friends. So this is my pricing. The cupcakes and cookies are all the same price just for simplicity's sake. And I base the prices. One of the main competitors I used was Carlo's Bakery, which isn't really in Wisconsin, obviously. But I used that because I had a hard time originally finding like prestigious baked goods around here. So Carlo's Bakery made a lot of the other products. Like I had some of the Italian ones, like the eclair, cannoli, cream puffs, things like that. So I based prices off them and other smaller bakeries as well. So I use prestige pricing for the gourmet desserts because it's a good quality and that's kind of how I want to envision my business. However, with that, I would utilize multiple pricing. So possibly if you buy 3 cupcakes, you get another one for free because that, again, will build up the desire for my product. For smoothies and coffee, I did penetration only because I'm not sure how well they'll sell out of a food truck. The coffee especially, because if any of you guys are familiar with the area, there's a really cool coffee shop, kind of like Roots, right down the street from where my food truck will be located. It's called Milwaukee Street Traders Coffee. And I've been there and it's really good. So I don't know how well coffee will sell at the food truck. The smoothies, I more decided to go penetration pricing because smoothies are a little more expensive to buy in the beginning anyways because fruit's expensive to purchase. So I wanted to go low, see if they sell well, then I could always raise the price up. And then just simple half-liter lemonade and water bottles, and I chose to do economy pricing because the markup on things like that is insanely high anyways, so I priced them lower in hopes that people will buy more of them. So for my sales forecasting, my slowest day is Monday, and I base this off of other businesses in downtown Delafield and see how they did. And then there wouldn't be much difference between Monday and Thursday, again, going off of the downtown Delafield businesses, because most of the profit of downtown Delafield business areas is coming from the weekend when people go there to walk around, and more in the spring and summer, especially not in the winter, obviously. Friday and Saturday would increase by 50% because Friday night people will be coming to walk around downtown a lot more because there's no school or work the next day. And then Saturday, obviously, they don't have anything to work about all that day. And then Sunday is the same as Friday because, again, no one has usually school or work that day, but they don't want to be out too late that night. And that's also why Friday and Saturday night I extended my hours just 1 hour further so that if people were out later, they could still purchase the product. How I got the exact numbers I did, I kind of utilized knowing exactly how much we make on a daily basis at Chocolate Factory. So I kind of, obviously it's not the same type of business, but it is both in the food industry, and I know reasonably what this food truck probably could be making. So my average daily sales, averaging all these out, is $514.99, and the average total monthly sales is $15,449. So these are all the startup costs. Most of it is coming from the fixtures and then kitchen appliances that I have to purchase for the food truck. And the total is down here, $109,695.10, which will be paid off of a loan of $2,045.05, paid off over 5 years. And then here is my income statement. So there is the loan that I was talking about. And a lot of these you see as NA not applicable, I put, because for the food truck I don't need necessarily a lot of these. So the automobile I put into my monthly rent because I don't have a building that is my building essentially. And then for the telephone, it would just be like my existing phone that I could just set it up on my plan. And then thankfully, after calculating everything, I will have a net profit per month of $2,363.90, which is awesome that I have a net profit. However, if all of that went towards salary for the entire year, that would still only be around $28,000. So that isn't a ton. So my future plans, I'll discuss how I hope to get that higher. So for my future plans, possibly if the coffee does sell well, which I'm not sure if it will with the coffee shop being down street, I could add more coffee products, because when I purchased my coffee machine, it's a coffee and espresso machine, so I have the ability to make more coffee drinks than just coffee itself. And then hopefully if this business does well, as I projected it will, I'll be able to purchase more trucks and then expand to a location in Milwaukee as well. And then for far future, I will hopefully be able to expand to somewhere down south so that I can keep it open during the winter as well, and I won't have to close it for so many months during the year. And Wisconsin, even during the warmer seasons, is kind of unpredictable with the rainy and all that stuff. So, in conclusion, I told you about the pricing strategies for my food truck, the products that we're featuring, that I will end up having a net income or a net profit at all at the end of this. And so thank you for considering my business a wise investment. At this time, I'll answer any questions that you guys may have. Yeah.
Is there a reason that you had your hours starting at 1 rather than like 11?
The only reason I did that is because I didn't think that people would probably be buying any kind of dessert food any earlier than 1. I originally had it starting at around 10 or 11, but that made the staffing more expensive. And I also I had more specialty coffee drinks, but then I remembered that Milwaukee Street Traders was right down the street, so I didn't know if people would really be buying anything like that from me, so I decided to just cut back the hours a little bit. Anything else? Yeah.
Did you do seasonal desserts as well?
Yes, yeah. The general menu had, which I actually didn't put on here, but it had 6 or 7 flavors of cupcakes and cookies, but then we would feature seasonal flavors as well. Yeah.
Have you considered like talking to like schools? Obviously our school you can't like order food or something, but like coming during lunch maybe like once a week or twice a week. That way kids would have an opportunity to buy stuff at like a lot of like.
I possibly could in the Delafield area for sure, just because if that's where I'm going to be located, I don't know if I would come out like really far, but definitely to some high school in the Delafield area just to show that like, and tell them obviously where I'm located, give them the business card, so that on the weekends if they're bored and they want to walk around downtown, and that would create future business. So yeah.